It's been a bit of a dry spell when it comes to detail aircraft releases since the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. From the looks of it, over the coming weeks and months, we're going to start to see some high detail aircraft releases. Finally, we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. This week, we've got you covered with all of the latest flight sim news when it comes to aircraft releases. So let's jump straight into the video. A big thank you to Flight Sim Mods for supporting this video. Flight Sim Mods is our own startup built by flight sim enthusiasts for flight sim enthusiasts with a passion for all things flight sim. Bringing real world pilot background, 3D design and print to bring high quality flight sim modifications to solve flight sim problems or enhance your flight sim experience to the community. We have high quality products released each and every week. Check out our store in the links in the description below and be sure to use a discount code AFS10 for 10% discount for anything in the store for Oz Flight Sim viewers. And thank you to Flight Sim Mods for supporting this video. Kicking off this week with announcements, Just Flight this week has announced their up and coming version 2 of their Fokker F28. The new update is expected to bring a number of new features to the aircraft, including Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 compatibility. It's great to see another very detailed airliner entering the 2024 platform. And this is the third update Just Flight has conducted when it comes to their fleet for 2024, along with the Avro Vulcan and the RJ Professional. If you never tried the Fokker F28 before, it's a twin-engine airliner that first entered into service in 1967, and it was produced all the way up to 1987. Over 200 F28s were built. Many airlines use them around the world, such as Ansett Australia, Garuda, and Time Air, just to mention a few. Known for its unique T-tail configuration, the Fokker went on to develop into the Fokker 70 and 100 models, which are still in use today, and we are expecting to see the Fokker 70 and 100 models from Just Flight later on in the year. The update will include a number of features that we have seen when it comes to the 146 version 2, such as an upgraded EFB and autopilot, custom UNS1 FMS, and full GSX integration. Some of these upgrades will help some of the pilots who thought the F28 was a little bit challenging to fly. Just Flight have been working on this update for over a year now, which will bring hundreds of updates to the aircraft. The version 2 upgrade will be available over the next couple of weeks, and it will be at no charge to existing customers of the F28, and you can pick up the Fokker version 2 when it does release over at the Just Flight store. iFly Builds is set to release its very anticipated Airbus A350 sometime this week, or may even release by the time you watch this video. iFly Builds released a new trailer this week, and also, as promised, a feature comparison table breaking down what simmers can expect between the 2024 and the 2020 versions. The notable differences are included with the 2024 that aren't included in the 2020 version are a full interior that is modeled per livery configuration, weather systems including dynamic weather. I believe both the 2024 and the 20 version will still have wear and tear, but the 2024 version will be the only one that has the dynamic weather effects. The release will include the A350-900, the A350-1000 variants, with a free update to the A350-900 URL version at a later date. The Airbus A350 will be available purchased from the iFly Build store and the Microsoft Marketplace store for both PC and Xbox users, and as I mentioned before, it will be available for a 2020 version and a 2024 version. It's been a while since we heard from the Majestic team. The Majestic Q400 has been a very anticipated release, and it was a very popular release within the Prepared and Flight Sim X versions of the Sims. The project has been shrouded in uncertainty, with a small glimpse of progresses along the way. In a recent update for the Q400 in Prepared, The Majestic team shared a small tidbit of information when it comes to the Microsoft Flight Simulator development. The team mentioned that their biggest hurdle that they are facing at the moment is securing a 3D modeler to work on the aircraft visuals. The devs said that the task would be very time consuming and work could not proceed until they found someone to take up the job. Most of the Q400 needs to be built from scratch before it can release within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. On the system side of things, the Q400 already works very well in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. However, 2024 will require additional development work. Majestic is not aiming to just port the Q400 over, but it wants to integrate with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 to use all its new features. For now, the Majestic team have not provided a time frame for the release, but the project is still developing. Azul Poly announced the Jaguar. Up until now, we've seen a handful of screenshots about the project, and now the Jaguar is nearing its release. This week, we were treated with the release trailer of the project, but weren't provided a release date just yet. From the looks of the trailer, the project seems fairly a long way in its development. Azul Poly mentions that the Jaguar will release on both the 2020 and 2024 platforms across PC and Xbox. So being on Xbox, it should be available for Xbox on the in-sim marketplace too. They're doing this because they believe it will take some time before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has a stable platform. The GR1 variant will be included in the initial release, and the developers have dedicated months of development to ensure that the Jaguar is a faithfully recreation of the real world aircraft. And of course, we will keep you posted on any more developments. And if you're like most people who are very time poor these days with the day-to-day life and grind, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and we will keep you up to date on all the releases each and every week. CSS announced to the community last year they were developing a Boeing 737 Classic. The project is now going through its final stages of production, as the team shared the beta is currently well underway. CSS also shared some of its first proper screenshots, which do highlight the level of detail when it comes to the cockpit and the textures. CSS has mentioned that their aim is to deliver an aircraft that closely replicates the operations of a real-world 737 Classic. You should expect to have a study level experience with highly detailed flight model, full system simulations, and immersive visuals. The release is designed for swimmers who want a in-depth and realistic experience flying the iconic Boeing 737 Classic. There is no release date that has been announced just yet, but CSS has hinted it's coming soon. Obviously, if it's well within its beta time, it shouldn't be too far away. Moving over to this week's releases, Aeroplane Heaven has released its Hawker, Nimrod, and Fury for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Both the Nimrod and the Fury are similar aircraft with a different mandate. The Fury is a land-based variant, while the Nimrod conducted its operations on a carrier base. Both variants were known for their maneuverability and speed, being the first RAF aircraft to exceed 200 miles per hour at a level cruise flight. Features included with the releases of authentic high fidelity models built over from factory plans, many unique animations, all new animations when it comes to British pilots with period correct headgear, goggles and oxygen mask, accurate flight dynamics, unique early Rolls-Royce pressurized fuel magneto start, which faithfully reproduces what the aircraft used to do in the real world. Full wise sound pack developed by professional sound studios that replicate the sounds of a V12 Rolls-Royce engine. And you can pick up your copy of Aeroplanes Heaven, Hawker, Nimrod and Fury from the Orbex store, Just Flight, or the in-sim Microsoft Flight Simulator marketplace. I'll leave a link in the description below. Nemeth Designs released its UH-12 Bravo last week, adding to its heli fleet for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. The UH-12 Bravo was introduced in the late 40s and was known for its civilian and military capabilities, which operated as a utility transport or an observation or medical evacuation helicopter. The UH-12 Bravo is available through the InSim marketplace or over on the Sim Market store. There is no feature list that has been included with the brief, which in my opinion is always something to be concerned about, so perhaps go and check out some reviews before you decide to buy. I'll leave a link in the description below. The next weeks and months are finally starting to shape up for some detail aircraft releases. It's been a bit of a dry spell, as we mentioned at the top of the video, since the release of the 2024 sim. We very much look forward to bringing you all the releases and updates over the coming weeks and months. So if you haven't done already, it would be really great to support the channel if you could hit that subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you on another video real soon.